welcome to another game of Civilization 5. My name is Mike, and today I'm going to be playing a game on King difficulty. I did a game on the harder difficulty of Emperor and got my face thoroughly curb stomped by Persia, so I'm just going to go back to playing King and do that for a little while. Alright, so I'm close to 3 sugar, 1 incense, I'm directly next to a growth tile, I'm on the river. This is a good start, this is not bad. And I'm pretty close to some mountains. I've got some coastline here, it looks like, so a city maybe right here or further down might be realistic. And inside these ancient ruins, we just get a map. Oh, so we are close to some ice and tundra, so we are pretty close to the south side of the map. So probably not going to put the second city down here after all.
Sol Doge Enrico
Doge
Dandolo.
Enrico Dandolo of Venice. That means I should have plenty of room to expand. And by turn 9 we have the first pantheon of the game. A very odd one actually, God King, which is normally not a very good belief to go for if you're looking to spread a religion around the world. Still, by turn 9 we probably have the Celts or Ethiopia in the game. And England.
We are pleased to meet you.
Good to meet you too, I suppose.
And
And Alexander of Greece. Okay. Looks like we have Greece and Venice somewhere to the north, and England to our east. So, desert start doesn't seem all that great up here. Some wine over here, that looks nice. Very tempting. South, not so much. And here are the Celts. Where are you? Somewhere else to the north. Are you the one who founded that pantheon? And Babylon. This is going to be a very crowded continent. Didn't think there'd be that many civilizations in the beginning. I have France here, myself, Napoleon, right here on this river near the desert. To my east, I have a bunch of wine, and past that, London. And that's where the continent ends. Going north, I have a large open expanse, then Greece, and immediately to his west is Venice, some city-states, some forest, some jungle. Moving up a bit more, we have Babylon, and then even further past that, we have Mount Kilimanjaro and the Celts. So this is a very interesting game. Now I need to decide where to put my second city, and I'm thinking somewhere along this wine. That seems like a good idea. It is a bit close to London though, but I need to forward settle her before she settles me. And here's my second city of Orleans. Paris and Orleans. And here's London with 3 warriors and their settler. So I preemptively settled close to them. They'll have to figure out where to put their settler, probably somewhere around here, smack dab, I'm sure. And that will cause a bit of strife, and then we'll go to war. Yep, that's what I foresee. England is sitting right there and sent out a warrior and a settler, and I've got them surrounded. Now, do I want to attack this warrior and settler with my warrior and 2 scouts? It's a bit risky, but I can get a free worker out of it and significantly weaken London, who is going to be probably a thorn in my side if I don't start attacking them now. Yes, let's attack them. Let's attack London. So that battle went pretty well. I killed one of their warriors, took their settler, made it my first worker of the game. Both of my scouts and my warriors still survived. But I know London has 3 warriors still. They all withdrew. They're going to build up strength. But no matter for that. Now it's time for me to found a pantheon. If I can get culture from plantations, that would be great, because I know wine has plantations, and sugar, and I think incense too. So I have a lot of possible plantations around. So yes, let's get that. And England and I have reached a peace deal. Yes, but right before that I stole one of their workers, so now I have 3 workers. One of their settlers, one of their workers, and one of the workers I stole from Cahokia. So now I have plenty of workers to build up this empire. With my 2 cities growing in culture, I have now sealed off this continent. This is all mine. I own this line of land. which means England is confined to this section of the map until they get optics or until I decide to give them open borders, which I don't think I'm going to for a while. And it turns out that Boudica was indeed the person who got the Palace Yields Pantheon, which is a pretty weak pantheon if you're going to try and spread your religion, like I'm sure she will. But the first religion of the game, Taoism, was not hers. On a different continent, someone else got the first religion. But she just got the second one turn later, Catholicism. Let's see what religion will probably be spreading to my cities. Palace, which is not good for me. I can use faith to purchase mosques, and she gets science when she spreads her religion. Alright, I wouldn't mind having mosques in my cities. And Enrico wants me to go to war with Boudica of the Celts. She probably is angering Venice and Greece by spreading her cities out so far, so you know what, she's far enough away from me that yes, let's get this started. Declare war. I don't have any troops over there. Oh! Ah, Greece. Very well.
Would you be interested in a trade agreement with England?
Of course I wouldn't. Go away. Oh, he's got troops marching on Paris. I don't have a whole lot of troops at the moment. I was going to build up my army, but I really didn't think I'd have a need for them right now. They have to cross over the river, though, so it might be difficult for them to get a good lead on me. I'll move my scout out here because he passed Kilimanjaro, so he's got altitude training, and he's got survivalism. So he should get a pretty nice defensive bonus on these hills. Jesus Christ. Alright, he's got 3 ranged units, 3 warriors, and a Spartan hoplite. So that is significantly more than I was expecting. Okay, so I was able to defend Paris. They were not strong enough to actually take the city. As I suspected, crossing over the river took up a lot of their turns. They had to attack over hills. The terrain was definitely in my advantage. I did lose a warrior, but I did finish building that archer, and he has retreated what little troops he has left back to Athens. So now I just need to recover, prepare for any suspicious activity from England, and just continue with the game. They still have their 4 cities. Venice has the second city of Florence now. Babylon has their second city. And I'm just here with my 2 cities, building up my warrior in my second city, trying to get my troops back in order, and the gardens in Paris. If I can get the gardens in Paris, my cities will flourish. Ah, Venice now has Buddhism. So, it's Venice versus the Celts. They have monasteries. That's not bad. I would definitely like to have monasteries. And Babylon. Babylon has Islam, so there are already 3 religions on this continent of 6 civilizations. What does Islam have? +2 happiness from temples. Meh. Ah, Corinth. That is a city that I wanted. That place right there. Now I am restricted to where I'm going to settle. We may have to go to war with Greece again and try and take Corinth. And someone else beat me to the Hanging Gardens. Someone on another continent, it would seem. Well, that's a bunch of wasted production time. That's always a tragedy. Let's see. The Celts have Stonehenge and Terracotta Army. That's pretty strong. They've also gone full tradition, which is kind of puzzling why they have 4 cities so early in the game, but sure, whatever. Greece, my friend, you want me to go to war with Boudica? I think if you give me 10 turns to prepare, that will be something I can use. Yes. Yes, let's go to war with Boudica. The time for war against Boudica has come. Yep, of course, let's get this started. Why would I go back on my word and stab you in the back? I would never do such a thing, Alexander. Time for war! It's mine. As for this city, I think we shall leave it a puppet. Yes, that pleases me. Corinth is now mine. He wants to end this war, and he's willing to give me quite a lot to do so. Maybe I'll take him up on that offer. But looking at his capital, I see it's pretty undefended at this point, and there's a lot of flat terrain. Still got my 2 catapults, 2 archers, chariot archer, and a great general now, so I think I might be able to possibly take his capital. And we have successfully taken the Greek capital. There wasn't a whole lot in there, but I puppeted the city anyway. They're trying to take it back. They're 1 melee unit and their ranged unit, but I think Athens is going to stay in our control. I think it's time to set our sights on London. Now, I was worried about my warmonger penalty. Yes, Boudicca's got some early concerns. Babylon clearly sees a potential threat, so I already have a bit of a negative modifier. So what I think is I'll need to set up a defensive force to the north. England already denounced me, so I have to set up a defensive post to the south, and I don't want to split my army between 2 areas. So take London if I can, and then bring all my troops to the north and defend the north, and not have to worry about England sneaking up and stabbing me in the back. The question is now, can I actually take London? I have my 3 catapults, and here's an open space of land, so I can put one here, here, and here, and take it down really quickly. But they got warriors crawling around, so I'll have to take those out with my archers first. So hopefully this siege will go well too.
We shall never surrender.
I don't expect you to surrender. I expect you to be exterminated. Okay, I lost one of my catapults to a warrior and the city bombardment, but I have 2 left. One of them's in position to set up. Still got some archers around. I can still save this. I'm actually going to accept this peace treaty she's offering me, because I think if I don't, she's going to destroy a 2nd catapult. And I don't think I can take her city with just 1 catapult. So, yes, I accept this deal. Hello again, Elizabeth of England. I'm declaring war on you again. So be it. Alright, I have my 3 catapults, 4 catapults actually, so this should not be a problem. 2 ranged units to accompany me and take down anything that gets in my way. And I have a warrior and a scout on their way to take the city. This should be easy. Let's get this done. Alright, so I lost one of my archery units, but that's okay, because with all of these catapults, it was really not difficult at all. London is mine.
You have triumphed over us.
England is gone. I'll take this, puppet it, take the Great Library and the Great Lighthouse. Yes, I'm glad you spent all of your time trying to build that wonder instead of improving your military. I find myself debating whether or not I should go through honor or aesthetics. Because obviously I am Napoleon and I would like to go through aesthetics to get the culture victory, but I'm not terrible with a domination victory. I could go for Babylon and Venice, maybe clear out some of these Greek cities, go for the Celtic city eventually, even though they have the Great Wall, but they don't have any wonders and they would really just be a burden more than anything else. So I think I'm just going to play it conservatively, try and be peaceful, and just keep an eye out for any threats. Yes, let's go for a peaceful culture victory game if we can. And we finally have the 5th religion of the game, Orthodoxy. That was the last one. Now, Taoism. Wow, Taoism on the other continent is spreading far. 12 cities. I don't know who has it. I can only assume China. So, China and maybe Byzantium? China, Byzantium, and then Babylonian Islam, Celtic Catholicism, and Venetian Buddhism. So those 3 can duke it out, and I'll just accept whatever they give me. And China has found me before I even researched caravels. That's not a good sign. Oh, she's at the top of the charts too. 27 techs. Well, she's on par with me. Boudica's at 30. She must have rushed to caravels for some reason. Oh, Greece. I did not see this coming. I thought you had been fairly neutralized. You're at the very bottom of the charts, but if you think you have an advantage, okay, let's fight. Yeah, as soon as he saw my catapults and my units come up to Athens, he was like, nope, I'm out of here. He backed off. Didn't take a single life. That's how you wage war. Okay, so a few more things have happened. Boudica declared war on me, as well as Babylon, and then Babylon made peace and gave me a cod, which I puppeted. Although maybe I should have burned it to the ground, I don't know. But as it stands, Babylon just has one city. The Celts are still at war with me, and everyone else just denounces me. The things I really have to worry about are the Greeks coming in to try and take Athens from this side, which is very possible, or Venice, which has Cahokia here and could very easily take Corinth if they put their effort into it. So I have to put my effort into defending these places now. I have my territory carved out. I'm not going to take any more cities. It's all about defense now. The Celts and Greece and Venice are all going down patronage, so they are not my enemy anymore. They are all going to be competing against each other. So yes, I will let them be against each other. I will pit them against each other. The only one I really need to worry about at this moment is China, because they reached me and I found out that they are also going for full ascetics. They also have plenty of wonders. So despite having a large warmonger penalty on this continent, I need to just lay off and let everything calm down and try and be peaceful. From now on, I'm just going to defend my cities. That's all. Defense. Standing up to them. They are the aggressor in this situation, not me. I'm innocent. Russia. Carthage. China has discovered every civilization in the world. Okay. No, I'm not going to war with someone I just met. Sorry. Okay, things aren't going too badly right now. Venice and I have made a declaration of friendship. Greece and Babylon and the Celts are still very negative towards me, but that's okay. I've got a defensive force here. And I think my warmonger penalty is subsiding a bit because we are all denouncing Carthage. For some reason, Carthage really attracted the ire of the international community. So we are all unanimously denouncing Carthage, and hopefully that will bring us together. But in terms of going for a cultural victory, I am suffering a bit because the Celts and China keep building all of the wonders and I can't get any of them. They have a technological lead over me. I'm trying to close the gap, but not making a whole lot of progress. And the Celts have declared war on me again. Very well. Very well. I don't see any troops. And back to war with Alexander. Okay. Going to rush me with a couple of pikemen again, like you did last time? We'll see how well that fares for you. Ah, clever. I was so worried on protecting my smaller cities over here that I neglected to protect my capital, and now you're rushing it. Interesting strategy. Although with a few pikemen, I don't think you're going to be very successful. I can divert my troops to the south and defend against you if need be. Sure, we'll play this fight. Alright, we finally get to make peace with Alexander again, and he's giving us Argos, which is good, because I was preparing to march on that city so he couldn't sneak up on me a second time. We are at the turn of the Industrial Revolution. Babylon still just has one city. The Celts still have their 4. Venice has 4, the capital and 3 puppeted city-states. And I've got a pretty sprawling empire down here to the south. The Greeks have their 2 cities still. Not much else to go. Here's China on this continent, and here's Carthage on this continent. It's kind of difficult to see. Looks like she took 2 city-states, which might be why everyone started to denounce her. But we have the first ideology of the game, and it is Russia, adopted order. Okay. I've been trying to consider my options for a victory condition. It turns out a lot of people in this game are going for aesthetics. The 3 strongest players in the game are going for aesthetics. So a culture victory may not be preferable. I may do better with a science victory. No one has gone down rationalism yet, and I am pretty close to the top of, the technological leaders. So, science. Science victory this game. I think we can pull that off. Again. Again. Fine. Let's go. Let's go, Boudica. No. This is fine. Where are your troops coming from? Coming in from the Greece. Oh, not surprising. Alright. Alright, let's see. A couple of riflemen. Lost a civilian. Cannon. You got nothing. You got nothing, Boudica. Cannon, Lancer, cannon, rifle. Okay, you've got more than I anticipated, but you're still not going to take Athens or any of my other cities. We will put up a strong fight, and you will go down. That's right. Peace. Peace. Turn your tail and run. You can't take my cities. It's time for me to pick my ideology. I'm so excited. I already have cultural domination over Babylon and Greece, and I'm getting pretty close to Venice, but culture victory still seems pretty far off. But in terms of which ideology I want, 2 people have gone order on the other side of the world, and the Celts have gone with autocracy. But I think freedom? Yes, freedom. I like to go freedom. Not many people take freedom, which leaves the Statue of Liberty open, and I can go for a science victory, or maybe even a culture victory. Probably not, though. China's generating much more tourism. China has joined me in adopting freedom. Huzzah! Looking at the other continent, I guess continents, China has this continent all to themselves, along with 3 city-states. Not terrible. And then over here we have Carthage on the south end, and Russia on the north end, divided pretty cleanly by a range of mountains. Although that hasn't stopped Dido from trying to push her way into Yaroslavl with a bunch of great generals. Okay. Alright, here we go again. Very well. I was keeping an eye on the Babylonians, but sure enough, you're gonna rush me again. Alright. I saw this coming, Greece. I saw your troops hanging around my cities. Greece succumbs. Yes, that battle was hard won, but won nonetheless. And now I get Knossos with a population of 19. Yes, I accept. Ooh, quite a big city. Quite a difficult to defend city. I will add this to my empire, and then do what I can to keep it in my empire. Ooh, the Celts lost their capital to China. China spread into the other continent, took Carthage. Interesting. China's not normally a naval-dominating civilization, but today they are, taking Carthage away from Carthage. Alright. Oh, for crying out loud. Really? Come on. Alright, fine. Yeah. I guess this was inevitable, since my new territory puts us right on each other's side. Alright, sure. Oh, Babylon. Striking when I'm most vulnerable. Very clever. Clever for a city-state, which is what you are. No, seriously, though. You have a huge army, and it's really, really terrifying. Okay, between the massive Babylonian army and the Celts, both neighboring Knossos, I don't think it's a very useful city to have anymore. I think I'm going to withdraw and let it fall, and then just strengthen the rest of my cities. I don't have enough planes to defend Knossos well enough. Okay, I just lost Knossos to Babylon. Better than the Celts, I guess, and that puts a wall between me and the Celts, so I'm glad Babylon took that city and not the Celts. Meanwhile, Carthage has recovered their capital, so that's going back and forth a little bit. Looks like Gades is about to fall, though. Ooh, Carthage is still in trouble. This has been a fairly difficult game so far. I've got Venice surrounding me. Usually not too bad. Sparta, always a thorn in my side. Greece is always planning something. Then the Celts, unyielding in their attack on me. Babylon stabbing me in the back. Russia at war with me. This has been no easy game. I have the ability to take Knossos back. I've destroyed all of their troops with my machine guns, and my cannons, and my infantry, and my bombers, and my triplanes. I've had so much war in the last few turns. But I think I'm going to burn Knossos to the ground and just retreat from that. Yep, there's Knossos. Now, liberate the city, give it to Alexander. No, let's burn it to the ground. And then let's get the heck out of here. Knossos was recaptured by Boudica. Well, alright, we'll take it again so we can burn it to the ground. Yep, that's what we'll do. Because I have so thoroughly destroyed the Celts, they have offered me Cardiff in exchange for peace. I could puppet it, but there is not a whole lot there. I mean, there is, it's a big city, but there's no wonders or anything. And I am already stretched pretty thin in terms of having an empire. Puppeting the city would increase my unhappiness by 34. That would put me into very big negative penalties. Alright, so raising the city. Unhappiness by 47, so I will be in even worse unhappiness. But that's only temporary until the city is completely burned to the ground. I will have neutralized the Celts, and yes, negative 25 happiness. Burn Cardiff to the ground and get out of here. Meanwhile, Carthage has lost Carthage and Gades. So they are just 3 cities now, 3 very pathetic cities. China is fairly formidable, but they are on very good terms with me. Yes, nothing negative to say about them. Russia, we are at peace now, but it's a very contentious friendship. Not even a friendship, it's a very contentious relationship we have. As long as they stay to themselves, I'll be fine. Babylon and I made peace, and then I burned down their second city, so now they are just a city-state again. Too bad, so sad. The Celts decided to declare war on Venice, and took their capital in just one turn. 1 or 2 turns. Venice fell. So Cardiff is burning, but they went around and took Venice. But we're still not touching borders, so it's not too bad. Once Cardiff burns to the ground. I was coming up here to help out with the battle against Carthage, but it seems China doesn't really need my help. They just liberated Singapore, and they're about to tear down Utique. These are the only 2 Carthage cities left, so they are out of the game too. Well, my melee ships couldn't get here in time, so Singapore was liberated, China took Utique, and then China just, I guess for fun, decided to take Kiev instead of liberating it. And then I figured that was the end of Carthage, but then Dido came up to me and offered peace, so she must still exist somewhere in this map. Where is she? No, seriously. Oh, is this it? There's a city here I can't see. A little purple spot. Alright, so there must be a city right here in between all of these mountains that is now her capital. Okay. Interesting. She's still in the game. Okay, I just took a step back and realized that China has a really high level of tourism. 184 tourism. Double what I have. And she is becoming culturally dominant over everyone in the world except the Celts. So I definitely want to keep the Celts alive and strong, because she will prevent China from getting a domination victory. It looks like I am really the only contender for a science victory at this point, so I will try and do what I can to keep the Celts alive. They're taking Venetian cities, Venice and Florence. That's good. Very strong, autocratic side of this continent. The Babylonian city-state, that's okay. And the Spartan city-state, well, I guess they have a second city over here. Enrico is inviting me to go to war with Greece. Well, I think I will accept. As long as I have your approval, then yes. Let's get this started. Right now. Sparta is in my hands now. We are doing quite well. We do have a very, very big border with the Celts, though, now. All the way up here and around. Russia has been keeping to themselves, but China conquered Carthage and just declared war on what little Greece has left. Please, not Greece out of the game. I will be very happy if you do that. But as it stands, I think we are good. Just maintain stressful, neutral relationship with the Celts and coast to a science victory. Try that. Just try it. Ooh. Venice and China declared war on Babylon, and now there is just a mess of cavalry and privateers just smashing each other to bits. Get the frigate over there, almost destroyed. A couple of cannons. I think it's time a superpower like myself stepped in and took Babylon and brought peace back to the world. I think that's a good idea. The Babylonian civilization is now out of the game. I have taken Babylon. I have the Celts to my west and a little bit of Venice to my east. China is very close to me, just completed their space program. So now it's a space race to the finish, me against China. The cities we all like to visit. Yes, Beijing, beating out Paris by quite a long margin. Yep, okay. Hurry up and get to the science. Hello, China. I would like to make a trade. Jesus, you have 15,000 gold. That is insane. Are you saving up to buy spaceship parts? Oh, I am in trouble. Oh, this is bad. Someone got nuked and I wasn't paying attention. But Russia just lost one of their cities to China, so they're getting even stronger. Yes, China is at war with Russia, so I'm going to assume Russia dropped a nuke on Hippo Regius. Jeez. Alright. Wow. Okay, so arts funding was repealed, so now we get more scientists. That's good for me. And international games was passed. That's not as good for me. It's very good for China, who is very close to getting a cultural victory, apparently. Yes, 2 more victories, it looks like. Yes, dominating me now. Almost. Almost. Dominating Venice and France, and soon Russia, and eventually the Celts. So they're not close yet. I don't blame you for spying on me. If I were you, I'd probably spy on me too. You don't have to apologize to me. Apologize to that guy's family. You sent him to his death. I forgive you. Still got a slight technological lead over everyone. I'm actually surprised Venice is keeping up. But I'm just barely edging out Uzayten. I think I can do it. I can do it. I gotta keep going. And the international games is complete. And I'm surprised. This might be the first time I've ever seen every civilization get silver medals. Everyone participated very strongly. I came in 4th. And of course, the Chinese took the gold, so they get the bonus tourism. But I don't think it's going to be enough for them to get a cultural victory. This is not bad. This is okay. I can tolerate this. All right, I was trying to save up all of my money to buy spaceship parts because I'm getting so close to a science victory, but I am 1 turn away from the World Congress vote, and China was going to be world leader. She only needed 1 more vote, and she could have easily, bought 1 or 2 city-states that she didn't have yet. So I went around, spread my money as far as I could, bought as many city-states as I could. I didn't realize that China had nuked Moscow and St. Petersburg. Looks like they're still engaging in nuclear warfare. Have fun with that. But I went around and I purchased a lot of city-state influence. Hopefully that'll be enough so that when the world leader vote comes up next turn, she can't win. Oh, Russia is super destroyed. Everything is radioactive. The soil is radioactive. The gems are radioactive. Even Chichen Itza right there, that wonder. Yeah, it's on fire and radioactive. Russia is not looking too hot. I mean, it is literally getting hot, but it's not the greatest place to be right now. It looks like China spent too much time bombing Russia, and she did not build any of the spaceship parts that she needs for a science victory. However, she was going for a world leader victory, and it was getting close to that time again, so I had to finish up with my spaceship parts and go to space!
Your triumph will be remembered as long as the stars burn in the night sky.
I'm not 100% sure on this, but it looks like China built the spaceship program right here right on top of the Statue of Liberty, so maybe they're going to blast that statue into space. Well, they never got the opportunity, because I won. I won with a science victory. Well, that was fun. I hope you enjoyed. I know I did. I'll see you next time.